Okay, so I was looking at the last few seasons, and from 2017 till 2020, you started every single game that you played in. And I wonder now with this roster and its depth, how, if at all, you expect maybe not your role to change, but you to help maybe other players like Kalia learn from you as a starter and potentially fill that position in some games.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm going into this season open-minded and, willing to do whatever James wants and the team needs and whatever they think it's best. I think our roles always kind of evolve and change a little bit, but us as players can still stay the same. So no matter what role I'm in, I'm still going to be me and be aggressive and look for my shot, look to create and just be me. So I'm just ready for anything.
Definitely. And then last thing for you, to win a championship, players constantly talk about, egos have to be put aside. So when you take a look at this team, do you think that'll be a challenge? Are egos a challenge on this team, or is everybody very capable of, yes, like putting that down and doing what needs to be done in order for the success of the team?
I think with this group, we're all willing to do that. We've been talking about it a lot in the off season and even the past couple of years that we've had the same kind of roster. We've talked about it, so we know that that's what we expect here, and I don't see any problems with it. Obviously, we're all human, so there could be moments when you have a selfish moment, but I don't think anyone is naturally selfish on this team, and we're just going to work on staying accountable to each other and ourselves every single day. And like you said, that's what it takes to win a championship. So I think we're all ready to do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Next question for Allie will come from Pepper Persley with the Next.
Hi, Allie. This is Pepper Persley with the Next. It's great to talk with you. So I was I was just wondering, what are your thoughts on what your role will be this season for the team?
I think it'll be similar to previous years. Just I'm known as a shooter, a scorer, so that's what I do. I kind of look for my shot, but at the same time, I know I can draw a lot of attention. So whether it's off screens, ball screens, off ball screens, just looking for the open player at the same time. Focusing on my defense this year, like every year, but even more so this year because I know we got to take a step forward defensively. So I think that's my role, and obviously being one of the older players on the team now, and what I kind of have been the last couple of years, just trying to help the younger players and just lead them in the right direction in terms of this is how you play good basketball, this is how you share the ball, this is how you play the right way. So just trying to lead, I think.
Thank you. Good luck during the season.
Thank you so much.
Next question from Cosimo Sarti with Pink and Roll Podcast. Cosimo, please go ahead.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good too, thank you. So how was it to finish playing in Europe very late in the season and then coming straight over to Chicago? I mean, going to Chicago because I'm in Europe, but anyway. How is it? Is it better because you're already in game shape, or do you feel tired and just maybe needed a break?
I think it's good. I mean, I've been doing this was my 14th European season, so it's nothing new. I kind of like only having a little bit of time just because, like you said, I stay in game shape. I give my body a little bit of rest, and then I'm just picking up right where I left off. Obviously, sometimes you wish you had 2 months to just go on vacation, see your family, but basketball wise, it's nice to just always be ready and in shape and ready for game action. So it's good for me.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next question will come from Brandon Pope with WCIU in Chicago.
Hey there. So I'm curious, this team is getting a lot of hype right now, and lots of people seeing the sky, big things for the sky, going really far. What kind of challenge does that present for your team and kind of managing those expectations while also having that focus and kind of staying on your goal?
Yeah, I think it's just having balance, like you said, knowing the expectations but no one has higher expectations than we do for ourselves, no matter what people say, whether they're writing articles or, talking. But I think we have that for ourselves, and that's the most important thing. Our focus is just getting better every single day. Obviously, having that major goal in the back of our mind, like every team probably should and does, wanting to win a championship. But we know every single day we have to get better, even if it's just a little bit every day, so that we're closer and closer to that goal. So I think that's our main focus right now, is just improving every single day.
Thank you.
Next question from Cheryl Ray Stout with WBEZ in Chicago.
Hi, Allie. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. Allie, do you look at the sky right now and having a very good inside-out game and can only get better?
Yeah, I mean, just looking at our roster 1 through 11, I think it's going to be tough. Our bench is going to be tough. It's nice to have a threat. I think 1 through 5, when whoever's on the court, whether it's the inside presence, outside shooting, slashers. I feel like we're turning into like a higher IQ team every year, just knowing each other, knowing our system, just playing well together. So I think we have threats, everywhere. And it's just a matter of, decision making and, using them at the right time.
Is that going to also help minutes? Like you don't have to have so many more minutes on the court. You can, have a little bit more limitations.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it'll be nice to, win some games with everyone playing 25 minutes and, not have to be 35, 37 minutes for the starters. So I think we have that potential in this roster this year.
What's it feel like to know that you're going to be on national television on Saturday for the first game?
It's awesome. I think that we've all kind of just been waiting for it. It's been a long time, obviously being in the bubble last year and overseas. It's just felt like a long off season since getting back to this, a little bit of normalcy and normal season. So we're just excited to play our game of basketball. We've been having some really good practices lately. So just excited to get out there and show the world, WNBA basketball, especially in this 25th season.
Since you've been gone for a bit, of course, and then you come back, get some practice, and you had one preseason game. Do you still have to be concerned about your transition with the team and that they've already been in place?
Not really. I kind of been back for a little while, whether it's like individual workouts and even today, I think was my first real practice, but I know every play call, just been around so long to where nothing's kind of like new. We have a lot of the, like I said, same play where it's been going on the last few years. So it didn't feel like that at all.
Great. Thank you. Have a great season.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Next question will come from Megan McCune. Megan, please go ahead.
Hi, Allie. You've been in this league since 2008, so you've seen how the talent has evolved. At this point, how has, just the talent in general, athleticism evolved in the league, and how has that impacted the way you've approached looking for your shot and scoring offensively?
I think the talent's obviously improved, like you said. There's not only just like athletes now, but it's athletes like with skill. Maybe before it was just more athletic. It's always been athletic, but I feel like the skill is kind of catching up with the athleticism. Just with the exposure of, women's basketball, I feel like the younger players are starting, with trainers earlier on in life maybe. And whether you're on Twitter or Instagram, you see all these, personal trainers working with younger girls. So I think that has a lot to do with it. So yeah, definitely it's improved a lot, and kind of just hasn't changed my way at all, because I've never really used like so much athleticism, but just tried to be more crafty with as the athleticism in the league improves.
Thank you.
No problem.
Next question from Dorothy Gentry with the New York Times.
Hi, thanks for your time. I had a couple of questions for
problem.
you. You've been in the league for a while. Have you given any thought to, when you may hang up your tennis shoes and what type of legacy you'd like to leave?
Yeah, I mean, obviously when you get older, you think about it, and every year you're kind of like, okay, one more year. So, I mean, my focus is just on this season right now and not really too much past that, but I know it's coming. I guess the legacy I would want to leave is just being a good teammate, playing the game the right way. I think when you're young, you don't really get it sometimes. So I think eventually evolving into a player that just plays the right way, shoot when you're open, move the ball when you're not, trying to be a good leader for the younger players, and just someone who always kind of stays even keel, has a good attitude. So I think that's kind of the legacy that I'd like to leave.
Okay. And then last question, what has basketball taught you over the years that you use in your life, in other areas of your life? Thank you.
Good question. I mean, it's taught me a lot. Teamwork. I feel like, there's no two people that are exactly the same. So there's so many times when different perspectives and different opinions need to be heard and listened to. It's important to be a leader, but it's also important to be a follower. And like I said, just listening. So I think that that's gone a long way in my life, because obviously these day and ages, there's a lot of different opinions out there. So I think the most important thing is to listen and learn and grow. And I feel like I've done that a lot in my career, a lot of growth, because I think if you don't grow and listen in this league, you're kind of gonna, after a couple of years, you'll be done. You just, like I said, be a good teammate. Thank you.
We'll do a couple more questions for Allie Quigley. We'll go to James K with W Insider.
Hey, Allie, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. You've been on this team since I think 2013, if I'm not mistaken, and you've seen a lot of talent come through. Is this like the most talented roster, at least with the Chicago Sky, that you've played with so far? I mean, was it 7 years now?
I would say it's up there. I don't want to negate when we had, Sylvia, Epiphany Prince, Elena, Swin Cash, Courtney, obviously. Like looking back to those rosters, I was like, wow, we were pretty good. But I think timing with all of those great players together wasn't right. But I feel like this is the best timing with the best talent that we've had in my 9 years. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Next
No
question
problem.
will be from Eric Wilson with WKII.
Hey, Allie, thanks for your time. So I got a question. I mean, looking at your resume, I'm just trying to wrap my head as why people outside of the Chicago area don't talk more about you. All-Star, 6th Woman of the Year, All-Star 3-point contest champion. What's left in the tank for Allie Quigley?
A championship for sure. I mean, you definitely didn't say that when you talked about my resume. So I think that's something that would be amazing to have. I know a lot of players on this team want one, and we feel like this is the year. So that's the main thing right there. We want a championship. We know that it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, but this is the team to do it.
And just as a quick follow-up, you did talk about your legacy and kind of what you want your stamp to be once you finally decide to say you're moving on to the next chapter of your life. If you decide to, well, let me ask you this. Would you consider a role as a coach, maybe, in coaching one of the WNBA teams?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, that's a question that gets asked a lot. What are you going to do when you're time? So I think I've had those thoughts, whether it's player development or try out the assistant route, just to see if that's something that I would be interested in. I love breaking down the game, watching video. I watch all the games all season, whether it's NBA or WNBA. So yeah, I'd be interested in that for sure.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Allie.
Thank you. No problem.